takes away the joy of having a crisp, cold, delicious Coke. Like, what the fuck? What are you drinking a Diet Coke for? And it feels like bootleg Adderall. It feels like Timu Adderall. Like, Claro, I love you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, baby. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Radio. Just Radio. I'm your host, Jess. It's late night. It's just you and I. I'm holding this little baby mic, but it actually has like another mic attached to it because I'm stupid. And I'm crazy. And I'm fucking crazy. I'm going to be indulging in a few things that I enjoyed in the month of August. I posted a community post asking for any requests, whatever you would like to see from me, and I got surprisingly a lot of requests for a monthly favorites. We're still finding joy, whimsy, laughter, comfort in food and drink. Now that's the way I think, God intended things to be. Specifically sweets. I have had such an insane sweet tooth this month, and I want to make things clear. I have always had a sweet tooth. I said it in my previous, some of my favorites. I enjoy sweet coffee. Like, I very shamelessly enjoy sweet things. I think it's very fucking lame and stupid. Sorry for anyone under the age of like 40 to just be like, it's too sweet. I don't like it. It's too sweet. It's too sweet. I can't eat it. It's too sweet. The only time that that's valid is if you had a mom who like watered down your juice, which that's also weird. Like, my mom didn't do that. Like, my mom wanted me to like enjoy life. Like, parents didn't do that. I think if you claim to not like sweets, you're a loser. That's what I think. Like, I think there's some kind of deep like shame and guilt that's ingrained upon you. Maybe you have an almond mom, I don't know, that like prohibits you from unabashedly shouting your love for sweets from the rooftops, and I genuinely feel bad if that's you. But me, I'm gonna turn up. I love sweets. I was a fiend for sweets as a kid. I still love sweets. Like, the rhetoric of like, I can't have it if it's too sweet and it's too rich. That's not me. I can body, like, I've never had crumble cookie, but I'm absolutely sure I could body a pack of crumble cookie cookies. If you were one of the rare cases who like genuinely didn't eat a lot of sweets growing up, and like your mom had you eat like cookies made out of like rhubarb or something, God forbid, like, then you can claim to not like sweets, but it's like, you're not a vibe, bro. Like, don't claim you don't, like, you're not a vibe. If you have a phone, you know what Celsius is. I never really like cared to try Celsius. Ever since I found out that it was like skinny, like 0 calories, 0 sugar, I was always like, oh, so that tastes like battery acid if like a lizard like pissed it out and then you poured like red 40 and like cotton candy in it or something. Like, I always assumed it tasted vile, and I'm not an energy drink person, whatever. But I started a new job recently. It was an early morning. I think I was at like a Dwayne Reed or something. There were Celsiuses on sale, 2 for $5, and I really don't know what came like upon me to get a Celsius. It was I got 2 kiwi guavas. One, I was very pleasantly surprised because I thought it would have like a very aspartame, like not of this earth taste, kind of like, I've said this before. If you're under the age of 30 talking about how much you love Diet Coke, babe, I feel so bad for you. Like, your life sucks so bad. Like, your life is doo-doo poo-poo shit caca. Why the fuck are you under the age of 30, 25 even, talking about Diet Coke? If you don't grow the fuck, boss up and get a regular Coke. What are you talking about? What are you The only person that I had in my life drinking Diet Coke was my father, because he is diabetic. Like, what are you drinking Diet Coke? What are you drinking Diet Coke for? That shit, Diet Coke is it's so nasty. It takes away the joy of having a crisp, cold, delicious Coke. Like, what are you drinking a Diet Coke for? Oh my God. I had a Celsius for the first time, was pleasantly surprised at the taste. It's actually quite delicious, especially for like being so skinny. I had that Celsius, and within an hour, I've never had Adderall, but it felt like I was just handed an unlimited Adderall prescription. I was awake, I was alert, I was here. I felt like jumping off the walls. I felt like a normal person. All of the anemia induced fatigue that I naturally have in my body 24 hours a day, most of it went away, and I felt so good. Like, oh, I felt I look, you felt like drugs. Oh my god, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I feel amazing. And I got my work to, it was actually kind of insane. I should not have had access to that, because since then I've had associates legitimately every single day for like the past 3 weeks, and it's not good, but they're so effective. I really don't care for the taste. It's like mind-blowing at how effective they are. I don't know what's in associates that is so effective, and it feels like bootleg Adderall. It feels like Timu Adderall, and it's amazing. It's like, it's my locked in juice. It's awesome, and I love it. It's also really fun to, in the morning before work, I will go on a little scavenger hunt, perusing for different little flavors and trying them and like mentally ranking them. So far, I think kiwi guava is my favorite. I don't know why. I also really like strawberry guava. Why am I saying like that? Guava. The fizz free, like the one that's not carbonated, the green tea one. Not a fan. Not a fan of that one. The watermelon, that's okay. Strawberry lemonade, not as good as I thought. Oh, it had like white peach, also a letdown. I thought it would taste more white peachy. Let me know your favorite flavors. Oh, I also had Fuji. Ugh, it's like I've been indoctrinated in like a whole new world. Like, it's awesome, and I'm definitely in an associates phase, an associates era, because I have to get up early for like a 9 to 5. And did I mention I hate it and it makes me want to kill myself? Oh, I did? Oh, okay, well. Gluttony, sloth, whatever you want to call it, I've been indulging in really live, laugh, loving sweets, ice cream, candy, more ice cream, more candy. Bread and Butter is a really tiny black-owned bakery in Bed-Stuy. They have really good pastries, but their soft serve is out of this world. They have new flavors every single weekend. In one weekend, they had mango, brown butter, graham crackers, sweetened condensed milk drizzled on top, squeeze of lemon to really bring out the mango. I'm taking you on a metaphoric journey. I'm bringing you with me with this, with the tastes and the senses, and it's delicious. It was so good. It was so good. It was so good. And then like fresh mango. That mango soft serve changed my life. That's all I'll say. Their banana pudding soft serve, delicious. Black cake batter, kind of like chocolatey Oreo one. Yum. Brown butter creamery, also in Bed-Stuy. Their ube gelato is genuinely orgasmic. Like, you know, in the early 2000s when 35-year-old women who were like on Weight Watchers and like Jenny Craig and Nutrisystem would talk about food and how it was like downright orgasmic? They're not lying. Figo and Nolita, their pistachios, the best I've had. I have had plenty of pistachio. Everywhere I go, if they have pistachio, I am getting it. Figo's the best. You heard it here first. The strawberry matcha from Kijitora in Williamsburg, as it is more like hashtag for you page, but it's so good. It's so good. The quality of the matcha is really, really nice. It's really high quality matcha. Oh, I can clock good matcha just by the color. The sweet strawberries just blend with the taste of the more like bitter matcha really well. It's creamy. It's delicious. I love sweets. I love sweets. I live for sweets. I live for sweets. I love sweets. Anyway, I was in the checkout in the Trader Joe's a few weeks ago, and I saw this Trader Joe's chocolate covered wafer cookie. Caught my eye because it looks like a bootleg Kit Kat. It does look like Timu Kit Kat, and I love Kit Kat. I love Kit Kat. I was pleasantly really surprised and happy because this is more wafer than it is chocolate, and I wish Kit Kat was more wafer than it is chocolate. I don't really care too much for like the shitty like American. Okay, girl. Like, all right, Miss Cadbury. Whatever chocolate bar I eat, I'm not eating it for like the fucking chocolate. Like, I'm eating it for what's inside. My favorite chocolate bar is a Twix. I'm not like, I don't eat a Twix for the like, ooh, like the chocolate. I eat it for the caramel and the cookie part, which is delicious. Okay. Like, who's eating it for the chocolate? That's also another reason why I hate Hershey's. Like, I hate a plain Hershey's bar. Who just eats a plain Hershey's bar? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, oh my gosh. Anyway, This was delicious. It's much more wafer than it is cookie, which I loved. The chocolate inside, I can tell it's higher quality, but it does taste a little bit strange. It's a little bit more like nutty, like it's a little bit more like hazelnutty, which when I realized that, it was like kind of disturbing, but then I just kind of like very quickly like wiped it out of my brain, because if my head associates this with like anything with like hazelnutty or like a Nutella, then I'll think of it as a Nutella bar, like a Nutella chocolate bar, and that's kind of disgusting. I won't want to eat it. This is delicious. If you like chocolate and you like wafers. This last one just says tomato. I am refined. I'm reformed. I'm super grown up and mature, and I like tomato in my food now, when I previously could not stand it one little bit. I don't know, brunch platters, burgers, pita. Ooh, me and Mediterranean. This should have been on. I've been getting Mediterranean, Greek, Moroccan, whatever, genuinely, like I think 4 times a week, and it's not safe or funny or cute or not, like none of it. Okay, let's move on from food. Jesus, who talks this long about food? Like, oh my god, get a grip. First on the miscellaneous red nail polish. I don't have it on right now. I'm gonna paint my nails tomorrow. I've been taking a break from getting my nails done. No method of like nail care, nail polish, nails have been working for me, but just plain old-fashioned nail polish, not press-ons with glue, not press-ons with like the UV, not gel, which is like my preferred. I really like the look of gel. They also last a lot longer. None of it's been working. None of it's been working, and it's tweaking me out. It's pissing me off. I have in fact just reverted back to nail polish. I use like Sally Hansen's Insta Dry. That's been my vibe lately. I also think it's kind of like cute and chic when like it chips. And painting my nose makes me feel like a girl. It's like the ultimate, like if me like I feel like ultimate girl. I think it's kind of corny for me to refer to things as like timeless and like classic. Language like that to me sounds like elitist and like kind of lame. However, I find red nails to be so chic and so like classy and timeless and like effortless. And any single time I see a girl, woman with red nails on, no matter the shade, I'm just I'm like, oh, she gets it. Like, I love red nail polish. I love red. It's my favorite color to put on my nails. I don't think there's a single like shade of red that doesn't suit literally every single person. I think it's like such a universal color. I associate it with my mom a lot. My mom, like growing up, she would always like paint her nails every week, and she has like really long, healthy nail beds, and she has like really beautiful natural nails. They look like they're fake nails. I love red nail polish. I love red nail polish, and I've been like digging into that bag lately more. Obviously not now. I am going to be revealing a factoid about myself that strangely feels very personal. I've never like revealed it, but I love ASMR. I am an ASMR fiend. Sophomore year in college, I was watching like this one girl, and she was doing like makeup, and she was like talking really softly and like applying it, and like the sounds of like her applying it and like her talking were strangely putting me to sleep. A lot of the comments were saying that the way she was applying the makeup and her method and application gave off ASMR vibes. And so I'm like, what is ASMR? Like, what even is that? I start to look up ASMR. It's like I'm hooked. The very first person I watched was ASMR Darling. I moved on to someone who I think is genuinely the greatest ASMR artist of all time. You can argue with your mother, The Wall, like I don't really care. That is Latte ASMR. I could genuinely write a thesis about how good her ASMR is. I think ASMR is very much this thing that's like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. I love ASMR. I put it on to sleep genuinely every single night, but I also just like put it on if I'm studying. I do refrain now putting it on midday because it does get me like sleepy. Like I will like fall asleep. It's also one of those things that I think like instantly calms me down when I'm like freaking out, or if I'm just like really tense or anxious. I love ASMR. I love ASMR. Late night walks home. Now, when I say late night, I don't mean too late. Like, if it's anything past 10, I won't walk home, obviously. One of my favorite neighborhoods in Brooklyn is Bed-Stuy. I'm in Bed-Stuy a lot. Something is just so peaceful and serene and somber about walking home at night in Brooklyn and being surrounded by like darkness and like trees and like the sounds of neighbors and natives talking and getting ready for bed. It's one of my favorite things. It's specifically late night. The sun has to be like fully down or about to fully set, especially now in August when like the weather's, it's definitely still warm, but it's cooling down a little bit. It's just like peak weather. Feels like this like warm blanket of anonymity, and it's awesome. I'll put on like an album and I'll maladaptive daydream. A lot of the times I don't want it to end. Sometimes I'll just keep walking because I won't want it to end. Are these the endorphins that you guys speak of? This last one was just granny panties. I love granny panties. I do. I love granny panties. It is in fact such an unsexy thing, but I really don't think anything compares to the comfort that granny panties bring you. I don't. Like a cotton full coverage brief. What could be better than that? Surely tell me, because I don't know. Let's move on to a little bit of music. Bird's Eye by Raven Lene. I believe it's her sophomore album. It's been a while since she's put out like a full length project. It's such like beautiful, dreamy, alternative R&B music. She did in fact have like a listening party. Now see, that's on me because that thing was in fact held at La Paire. Now babe, you thought you were gonna get into a function with 2,000 people who RSVP'd in a tiny little clothing shop downtown because what? Because you RSVP'd too? That's really cute. Her album is really good. One Wish, I love One Wish so bad. I think when a track has like something like that, I really like One Wish. I like Candy. I like Love is Blind. I like One of One. Amazing tracks. Flux by Love Spirals Downwards. Very spacey, very dreamy, dreamlike, ethereal. But there's lots of tracks that are like very like drum and bass heavy, which I think my brain really likes as well. Really good to like putting on in the morning and just like at night, and it's just like, it's a vibe. So good and like sonically pleasing and just like really enjoyable. Favorite tracks are City Moon, Psyche, Nova, and Ring. Clairo's charm has charmed me. Please don't give me my lashings for this, but I think there has been a slight little tweak in the way that Clairo, physically in the way that she enunciates, that really confused me. And I like Clairo. I like the Clairo songs. Like, she has in fact taken a few courses from Billie Eilish University, because the way those two artists lately have been like enunciating and like singing in these new projects is interesting. It's like mumble singing with your mouth not fully open. When Sexy to Someone came out as a single, I was like Clairo, I love you. I can't hear you, baby. I can't hear you. Like, what are you saying? But I've been liking it. I really like Juna, I like Second Nature, and I like Slow Dance. Still indulging in the collab album from No Worries, Wylard. However, this one song is delicious. I've been playing legitimately every day. It's such a good track. From Here featuring Snoop Dogg in October London. The sheer and raw emotion that comes from October London's vocals is so good. Like, it transports you somewhere. Suddenly I am a divorcee who now has to like pick her life up and start from genuinely stage one, and I'm outside with a boombox over my head. It's raining. I'm pelting little rocks on the 6th floor to my ex-lover's place, begging for them to come back, genuinely distraught and befuddled as to my next move and what I'm gonna do without them, because that is genuinely where this track takes you. So good. I even enjoyed like Snoop Dogg's little monologue at the end. The artist Abra Moore made a album for the movie Cruel Intentions. Now, Cruel Intentions is in fact a movie that I watched months ago, blasted, and I was like, I'm gonna put this on. I don't know why, I don't know how I got there. And the movie's genuinely so bad, I was like freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, whoa, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. What is not the worst though is the soundtrack, pure dreamy, a 90s feel. Specifically the track Trip on Love is so good. I let my get down in a momentary lapse of emotion. Just like super fun, like very fun. I very unsurprising, I am a very big fan of fun music. The album isn't on Spotify, so I do have to listen to that. Also her song I Win and Four Leaf Clover, very good stuff. I mentioned in a favorites video how I really enjoy the playfulness that comes from Minoi in her music, from her very simple instrumentals to like the very kid-like inflections in her voice. She already has a very like kiddie sounding voice, like no tea no shade, but she genuinely sounds like a kid. She came out with her sophomore full-length album titled This Is My Life, and I really have been liking it. I think she utilizes her voice to create not only different textures but different like moods and tones. One song I've been really liking a lot is Hip as F, like hip as fuck. But in this song she's basically talking about how she's like I'm that girl, like don't play with me. Hip as F takes on like a very relaxed chill vibe, like a quote unquote hip vibe. She's quite literally like talking over and over about her vibe and how it's like super curated and it's like not like yours. And when she steps out, like paparazzi, Jenny from Blackpink invited me to the Calvin Klein after party, but I only stayed for like a little bit. Like I stayed, I did my thing, but I had to dip because my boyfriend was waiting on me. Like it's just super, that's how hip she is. She sounds very sleepy, she sounds tired, she sounds winded, she sounds as if she's barely trying, like she's like barely pushing the vocals out of her voice. And I think it adds on to the overall mood and like the lyrics of the song. I'm just a Minoi stan. Like I like her tone, I like how the way she pronounces both like English and Korean words. I think her music is like so fun. It's so fun. I said this before, but it's so fun. And like her instrumentals are also so simple that like makes me want to make music. Like I'm like, I need to get in the studio, like wait. Let me get in there, like I want to play too. Favorite song other than Hip as F, I really like I Need to Buy Ingredients, I like Living, and I like Pick You Up. I've been in my ASMR bag, obviously. However, lately I have been watching more of Caroline Easom. She does YouTube too, and she really like seamlessly infuses comedy into her ASMR, and it all feels like a sketch, which I really like. She's really funny. Gnarly ASMR is a newer one that I found. Her videos kind of feel a lot like old school YouTube and old school ASMR, to where there's not a lot of steps being taken post-production, but it's still good ASMR and you still feel really relaxed, and you may even get tingles and you feel relaxed. I already said that. Not in the ASMR space, but just the YouTube space, I've really been liking 59RT. I found her videos a few months ago and I've been watching them ever since. I am more so enamored with her storytelling and the way that she really pieces each and every like clip and detail in every single one of her videos, rather than like the content of her videos, which is more so like slow living, which I'm also very enamored by that as well. But I think her stuff is really great, and I think the way she weaves a narrative that's holistic to her entire channel but still also specific to each and every individual video, I think to be able to do that is, you are obviously very talented. She makes me want to like go build a tiny house somewhere and like genuinely live there and put my phone in a box for 2 weeks and reconnect with nature. If I put my phone in a box and I got it back, I would, I'm not even kidding, have 7 notifications, 7. And not one would be from my parents, not one. It would be like the Flow app being like, hey girl, are you horny? A random TikTok like, a random Instagram follow, and then like my bank emailing me or something. I did watch the HBO original series Girls. I did really enjoy it. I am cooking up like a full commentary thoughts video on that show. It's coming relatively soon, like 5 weeks. I don't think that's soon at all. The very last piece of media and thing on the docket and in this video is, in fact, the experimental film Blue by Derek Jarman. A viewer, Jordan, commented on my last favorites video recommending this. Is one of the most insane and impactful pieces of media I've ever seen in my entire life, and it has changed my life. Like, I will never be the same. What this is it's an experimental film by filmmaker writer Derek Jarman, based in London, primarily in like the 60s to the 90s, right? What this film is an entirely static shot of a vibrant blue screen. That's all that this is. This piece is immensely autobiographical, and it leads up to Jarman's life and his experiences before he dies of age-related complications. But it's accompanied with a narration, but also like a very rich and lush soundscape of like sound effects and like songs and like little like blips and like audio clips and things like that, also paired with like these really poetic musings and descriptions of Jarman's hospital visits, and he's also describing and updating on his physical condition, primarily his eyes, and how his condition worsens and how he's going blind. His AIDS manifested in his retina. It quite literally like destroyed his retinas and left him blind. But he also talks about like the emotional and mental toll that this illness really took on him. I was a little bit taken aback because of the fact that there is no visual on the screen. But having subtitles on like really does help, because I was a little bit like, I don't think my brain really knew what to focus on. What really captured me is the writing. So emotional and so personal, and like he really has you there with him. Like it's like I've never experienced something like that before. What is it, like the score that's accompanied with the film? I got the heebie-jeebies. I was like, ooh, I'm spooked out. Like, I think because the main function when you're watching this film isn't to watch, it's more to listen, he flawlessly and masterfully utilized music to replace that missing sense. This one line here I really like. He said, "My retina is a distant planet, a red Mars from a boy's own comic, with yellow infection bubbling at the corner." He goes on to describe his illness, but how it also like detracts and takes away from his ability to connect with the people that he comes across, because he can no longer see them. He talks about this woman very briefly that he met who is like actively losing her son to meningitis. He lost the ability to walk. And he talks about how he felt helpless. He couldn't do anything for her. He couldn't see her. All he could do was hear her sobbing. I did in fact make the very foolish decision to watch this on my period. I sobbed. I think I would have sobbed anyway. This is such like a devastating and impactful piece. I'm thinking about it now and I'm tearing up. I need to have like the narration in writing. Like, I watched this a few weeks ago and I have not been the same since. I'm really not putting it to justice, so I'm gonna stop describing it. It's on YouTube for free if you'd like to watch it. I think everyone should watch it. Everyone say thank you to Jordan for recommending that, because that was lit boots. That was insane. Like, that's an insane pull. I made it like a personal goal to make this video shorter, like the overall length shorter than my first favorites video, but it's more. That's my tea, that's my truth. I'm gonna end this with the face shot. Face card, no cash, no oh. Oh. Okay, wow. A little Miss Gassy all of a sudden. Okay, bye.